Can we check and see if we have any pussy in the back, please?
Start your sublight engines. It's time for RuPaul's Pod Race, a queer Star Wars podcast. Welcome to our third Andor episode about episode 5, The Axe Forgets. My name is Ollie. I use any pronouns. You can find me on social media at OllieFresh. And my gender this week is the Prince, now King Charles-ification of Perrin.
No.
Listen, I truly believe that he is telling some random woman that he would like to be her Tampax. I believe that fully.
Sly Moore.
No, he's like, I'd like to live in your knickers.
No! Oh, this is so
my
dumb.
God.
I wish that was a joke. King
Have y'all
Charles
seen that?
III said that to Camilla.
Yeah,
I know he said that.
That he wanted to be her tampon and live in her pants.
Yeah, fucking
Oh, that's too
That's
good.
so-
I
Oh, wow.
unfortunately know
Oh,
more
wow.
about the royal family than I would
Oh.
like to because my father constantly is watching stuff about the royal family the last couple weeks.
But I digress. I feel like that man is, this scene from The Crown where she's like, and
Camilla is who I want. No, he goes, Sly Moore is who I want.
Sly Moore is who I want. That is the person of my affections. And she's like, not the mother of your child. He's like, don't bring our daughter into this. He's like, I hate this. Not the woman you married. He's like, I refuse to be. Yeah. Anyway, I could do that whole monologue right now. Never seen The Crown. Anyway, I just think that he is exhibiting some problematic behaviors, and I do hope that their daughter goes off and marries Space Meghan Markle and leaves the family.
I'm sorry. Does this create a world in which Mon Mothma is Princess Diana? Because
Yes, that's exactly my thought. Because when they were in the car, I was like, "Get out of the car, Mon! It's not safe for you in there."
Mon Mothma hugs AIDS victims, not clickbait.
She would.
When
She would. I believe that.
When she has to be evacuated in Rebels, they actually fake her death, and that's when Princess Diana died. They actually faked her death. It's like that.
Whoa,
She's hanging out with
Princess Diana.
Tupac. Yeah, right. I will say about vis-a-vis Princess Diana and The Crown. I've only watched a handful of episodes of The Crown. I know, the history. However, I will say I was in my cups, as it were, watching this episode of The Crown. And I did keep on asking when the Beatles were going to show up. So, anyways.
That's so...
Guys,
So-
that was because that's actually crazy. Is I think that the Beatles are like the rebels on that planet.
I'm
Like,
gonna kill you.
Is Vel not kind of Paul McCartney coded?
I thought you were going to say John Lennon coded, and I was like, I'm going to kill you.
No, you think I would say that?
The Yoko Onification of Cinta? Fuck you.
No, I can't do this.
Anyways, hi, my name is Claudia. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me on social media at Kaludia Says, Kaudia Says. My gender this week is writer of the in-canon Star Wars Communist Manifesto, Comrade Nemec.
So true.
Like, when he started spouting off, first of all, that little circle they were having about leftist discourse, so I was like, this is just what it's like to go to a DSA meeting. Tony
true.
Gilroy and his brother have captured what it's like to go to a DSA meeting, but it, not be as terrible, and, women are sort of respected, I guess. I mean, we can get into that. But I was like, wow, we have canonical leftist discourse. I mean, we've had it before, obviously, with the rebellion and Saw Gerrera, whatever, but canonical leftist on leftist crime in Star Wars was very slay. I also just love how he was like, I'm gonna write myself a little manifesto, and then every centrist girly on the internet was like, oh my god, communism, and lost their fucking mind and their brain short-circuited. Anyway, Comrade Nemec, I do fear that you are not long for this world, much like the rest of that crew, but you will always be remembered, King.
I thought you were going to be like, you're not long for this world, much like Karl Marx. Like, he's been dead for a while, but...
Wait,
He's in a box.
who's the angles in this situation?
No, wait. Karl Marx is dead?
Oh my god, this is what I want to do to find out. I'm so
Spoiler
sorry.
alert, I haven't gotten to the end of the manifesto yet. Are you meaning to tell me that he dies at the end?
Yeah, so actually at the very end, it finishes, it's like, whatever. Anyways, I'm dying. Oh no! And it goes ... And
There's a blood
implied.
splatter at the end of the page.
Every copy,
exactly.
Wait,
Okay.
I thought Karl Marx was that anime character.
Yeah, you're right. that is a reference to the actual anime that is about Karl Marx.
Damn, they turned Karl Marx into a pronoun.
It's what he would have wanted.
He?
I'm Jess. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on TikTok and Twitter at Kawaii Jessio, and also on a new TTRPG podcast set in the High Republic called For Light and Dice. My gender this week is Syril Karn's sad, soggy little Cocoa Puffs.
So true.
Blue
I was
Cocoa
really there with a little bowl of cereal. I was like, this is the saddest looking bowl of cereal I've ever seen in my entire life. One thing about Syril Karn, that gentleman is going to be pathetic whenever he's on screen.
I was hoping for him to cry again, Noah. He came on screen and he was like, they
I
showed
was
the close up
too.
of his face. I was like, I hope this man starts crying. Come on, cry.
Now, you
Cry,
know
you
what?
pathetic little man.
Here's the thing. He really is just like, he wants to be callous sitting in his room after the honorable one so bad it's insane. It's embarrassing for him.
He's like,
He's like taking notes and cues. He's like, God, okay, I can't cry on command. Oh my God.
he's like, I want to have a little gay moment. Look, I keep looking at this man's face, and it's never. Stop trying to make fetch happen. You're never
No.
gonna be the honorable one. It's never gonna happen.
Wait, hang on. Is his little projection of Cassian not a lot like Callus's space rock?
No, because I do fear they are gay on gay crime. They're not gay. I mean, he is fully in his Javert era, unfortunately.
I'm Noah. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on pretty much all social media at The Jewish Jedi. And my agenda this week is mean Jewish boy Syril Karn because he
No.
has. I'm sorry that his mom is the most Jewish woman in Star Wars, but she takes the fucking cake. He literally sits down and she's like, so you never call, you never write, you never visit, and now you're unemployed. Flop. And I was like, okay, I feel really, the representation is so necessary in this moment, so needed, so healing.
Like, he's a cop, but I'll let it slide. You know what? A win is a win. A win is a win. This whole
No,
episode
it's
really
the
was
thing is,
a win is a win.
He's not the win. His mother is the win. She
Yeah.
is the Jewish character I'm concerned about. He's just happening to be like, he's not a nice Jewish boy. He's a shitty, terrible, pathetic Jewish boy.
And
That's
did you
like
notice-
every bar mitzvah that I went to when I was growing up in a very Jewish area.
I know he cried when he was Torah portion, and I stand by that.
pathetic little Jewish boy, Syril Karn. That's your joke.
Sad tears of a clown Jewish boy, Syril Karn.
But also, if you notice, like, they had the fruit on the table and there was a Meloron on there, and like it wasn't like she must hate him so much because she didn't even hit him with the cut fruit. Like, there was fully uncut.
No, but
fruit.
she's giving Jewish mom. She was like, you're shitty, terrible, unemployed, and a horrible son. Also, you look like you haven't eaten in weeks. Here's a meal. Please, dear God, have something. Like, I think she's hilarious and iconic. I also thought she was like, let me call your uncle and get you a job. And he was like, I want to kill myself so bad right now.
I was screaming and crying because I was like, fucking eat your cereal. It's getting soggy, you piece of shit.
I really wanted him to cry into that bowl of milk, but alas.
It was like buck wild to me that it took him an entire episode to eat that goddamn bowl of cereal. Hi. My name is Mel. I use they them pronouns. You can find me on social media at Melvin Culpa and on TikTok at Grunkle Rex. And my gender this week was originally going to be communemic manifesto.
Oh, you're so much smarter than me.
I'm not joking. I'm being so serious right now. I rehearsed that for literally like 2 hours driving today.
Oh, Mel.
Like back and forth, like trying to figure out how to say it correctly.
I'm so
But it's okay
sorry.
because my gender is actually this week waiting for Hereditary Mon's version. That's
So
not
true.
Hereditary. The scene where they're at the kitchen table. I was just waiting for her to say, "I am your mother."
No, okay, because do you understand what a monster I would become if I saw Mon Mothma slam her hands on the table and be like, don't you swear at me, you little shit. Don't you ever raise your voice at me. I am your mother. All I do is worry. I would lose my shit. I'd become the best and worst version of myself. Oh my God, it'd be too good. I would love it. And then she could get her head cut off and float.
No.
Spoilers for Hereditary.
Yes, spoilers for Hereditary.
Noah's really big on spoiling movies. I think
Yeah.
it's his kind of thing.
Also, I did just realize when she does, like, evacuate in Rebels, that is her Gone Girl moment. Like, maybe she'll Gone Girl them. You know, maybe she needs to run the gamut for all the girl boss movies.
What is her husband's name again?
Perrin. It's
Perrin.
Ned Fulmer.
When I met Perrin, I
Perrin
knew
these
he wanted-
balls.
No, because why is she in her fucking space car like, When I met Perrin, I knew he wanted cool girl. And for him, I'll admit it, I was willing to try.
I want to say one thing vis-a-vis Mon Mothma. I want to say, shout out to Genevieve O'Reilly, because she is so lucky that she is getting to do Andor and getting to do press for Andor right now, and not having to do press for Overwatch 2, which she's also in. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, she plays Moira in Overwatch, for those of you who didn't know. But
Noah,
I just want to
Noah
say,
just like almost
shout
spit out his water.
Shout out to Genevieve O'Reilly for getting to do press for Andor and not having to worry about that mess.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, I didn't know she was in Overwatch.
Anyway,
do we want to start with the big elephant in the rainbow elephant in the room in this episode?
Fuck yes, I do.
Let's go,
Let's
lesbians.
go,
Let's go.
If this is actually like, I will say that I like when that happened, I was like, wait, I could not be. I was like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even know what to like. I was in shock. I was like, this is only supposed to happen in the Star Wars books and comics. This is not supposed to happen on screen.
This isn't the High Republic.
I was like, what are you doing here?
I felt crazy because I was watching and I was seeing the signs throughout the episode, and I was just like something LGBT is going on here. And it was really funny because like that same day, or like rather like earlier that day, me and Claudia were talking, and Claudia was like, oh, all Andor needs now is gay people, and then we won. And then what do you know? Not explicitly said, but definitely there was Vel and Cinta.
And like here's the thing about them, because when he first said, oh, she's sharing a blanket with someone already, and he didn't say a gender, I thought that was all we were gonna get, and I was like, a win is a win. A win is a win. You know what I mean? I'll take it. You know what I mean? And then there were all these other signs, and I was like, oh, okay. Right now I'm at the place where I'm like, I'm gonna start partying, but I'm not gonna give them the cookie yet, because right now it's at like, if this was made or released in like a country with like major censorship, it would be 100% gay. Everyone would know it is gay. It would just be enough to slip it under the censors. But because it's not, it's like, all right, I'm gonna need you to give me a little more before I hand you the cookie, because there are still people who are like, what? Not because I, measure gayness on stupid people, but like, I need Fox News to be so angry. I need them to be so angry.
I need the ire of what the fuck is his name?
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson.
No, because it's so dark. Why was I about to say Tom Gregg?
No.
No.
Tom Gregg Cruel Summer edit is the Tom Gregg Cruel Summer edit is making its reappearance.
Tom Gregg, get off of Fox News now.
I've got terrible news about the vibes of that family of the Roys, yeah.
Anyway, do we considering that I do believe all of these bitches are dying next episode, do we consider this a win, considering it's gonna be a kill your gays situation?
See, I disagree. I don't think that all of them are dying. I think Nemec has a target on him. I think what's his name? Skeen. He also has a target on him. He gave his whole backstory OC to Cassian in this last episode. So those two I definitely think are on the chopping block. The others, they could go either way, but the two that I think are definitely goners are Skeen and Nemec.
I will say, if you guys who have not read Path of Deceit, close your ears. Okay, I'm gonna say a spoiler for Path of Deceit now. If I have to lose more than one Star Wars lesbian this month,
literally,
it's gonna be a fucking problem. But I will say, Mel and I were talking whilst watching the episode, and how it seems like Vel and Cinta have their own secret little mission. Like, I think that they are gonna go and try to interfere with whoever this engineer is. And I think it'd be fucking hilarious if they're like, we're trying to kidnap Galen Erso.
Oh, you're correct.
Kidnapping a bitch named Galen. Wait, is his middle name Walt? Yeah, Galen Walt Erso.
His middle name is Walt?
I think it's Walton.
It's Walton.
Oh, that's TBF. Dark. That's so
Walton
dark.
White?
No.
The Jesse Pinkman of Pinkman?
Lyra, we have
Jesse
to cook.
Pinkman.
That's what they're doing with the Kyber crystals. Oh, we're back to Kyber.
They're making a
Mel.
they're just making a different kind of crystal.
We made this joke before.
I think we've seen this joke before.
We have
and
one
I didn't
joke.
like the bending.
The bending?
See,
The bendu?
The bending.
Logically, I agree with you guys, but then also I'm like, okay, they're setting up this mission to be a lot like the mission in Rogue One, and I could see like all of them dying except for Cassian, and then like him joining the rebellion or doing the next mission because he's like, okay, I kind of connected with these little guys, so like maybe I'm starting to believe a little bit, and like kind of in their honor because they all die, and he's like, oh, there's like people who actually believe in this, kind of like how Jin was of like, oh, I just met these people, but wow, they really believe in this. Wait, shit, maybe I do as well, kind of deal. I could see them all dying for that purpose, but I want to believe.
I would like to contend. I agree with Jess about like who is and is not going to survive. I think, at least for me, I would find it a dissatisfying choice to have all of them die. And like, I get there's something to be said about like, we spend time with these characters because it will make the emotional payoff of them all going out in a horrible, like, gone wrong mission kind of thing more impactful. But me personally, I find that a lot more frustrating than I would meaningful. So I do hope that at least some of them survive it. But yeah, what's his name with the manifesto? Oh, it's over. He's not making it out.
He's Bodhi Rook coded. I mean, he's like first to die.
Yeah, he's like a full tilt. He also, because they literally, I think like they call him like a true believer in this episode, and I'm like, oh, you're not making it out. I'm so sorry, King. It's over for you.
Yeah, Nemec is definitely not beating the allegations that are death. That being said, my homeboy from The Bear, Skeen or whatever the fuck his name is, I just know him from The Bear. I know him as that really other bitchy guy from The Bear who's not Carmy. Anyways, point is, I think perhaps he could survive, perhaps radicalized even further. I think Tamarin has the best chances of surviving this situation, which
God, I
good
hope
for him.
so.
Good for him.
Lieutenant Gorn will survive?
That is another gentleman that I'm like, no, we found out one, too much info about him, and two, he was a little too happy as he was walking around the facility, like, oh no,
Yeah.
you guys will have to take a break.
I'm not foreseeing that gentleman making it alive. Yeah, no, he's not. Probably not, no.
Yeah.
No, but see, that's why I was also thinking Skeen is going, because he's like, yeah, my brother was a farmer and he got killed by the Empire. That's why I'm doing this. So I was just like, he's revealing
agree.
too much. We all know what happens to characters who are side characters who reveal too much about their past.
I think too, it's like I can see Skeen being someone who will not survive it because like they spent time in this episode humanizing him to Cassian specifically, and I feel that's a very, very quick setup to being like, well, now that Cassian sees him as a person, he's down for the count. But like honestly, I have no idea. I'm excited to find out about which of them lives and dies. This is like Drag Race with higher stakes. For today's Maxi Challenge, you'll be robbing an Imperial refinery.
Well, I mean, I think this is a big question too, and I think it plagued Rogue One is like who lives, who dies, and like who tells your story, you know?
Not
Glad we're on the
Nemec.
same page.
Not Nemec.
Yeah, not Nemec. Not the Alexander Hamification. Get away! No! Step away! Anyways, followed by, wouldn't it be crazy if the next episode the Imperial engineer got off the ship and he's like, I'm Alexander Hamilton.
Lin-Manuel Miranda in Andor, what will he do?
I know,
Also,
he's second of Star Wars.
Because I know, I've seen...
Ollie, don't say that because he is on the Disney payroll and he could... It is possible. I need you to not manifest.
I think
He's
it
already
was...
in Rise of Skywalker.
No, he's in The Force Awakens. First of all,
sorry.
check your sources. God,
I'm
Jess, you're such a
sorry.
fake fan.
Which means he could have been
So
alive
true.
during this era and in the rebellion.
Why would he be that old though
You're
and not
so
age?
true. No, because if he's like, I mean, he could just be a creature that's old as well. Maz Kanata was around during the High Republic, and she's still kicking.
But he's clearly,
Come on now.
clearly made him a human.
No, he would have been like...
No, he wasn't. What?
He would have been like Poe Dameron's parents' age. So
Wait,
like,
he was in both. He was in The Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker. I'm a hater. I'm so sorry.
I don't
See,
I
I'm
don't
not
want him
crazy.
in
I swear I
this.
saw that man.
Anyways, Alexander Hamilton and Andor, not clickbait.
No.
Do you guys remember when Encanto came out? And there's this video of Lin-Manuel Miranda going, Colombia!
Yeah, I'm glad that you were saying like remember when Encanto came out, and my brain immediately went to that. So I'm glad that's where you went.
It's that video, but it's just Canary instead of Colombia.
No, I was like, Aldani!
No. And then some fake mishmash of other language words to instead of me Encanto.
Oh,
anyway.
Star Wars, my Star Wars.
Can we talk about Dedra and how she was taking stims? Were they stims?
Yes.
It seemed like they were stims.
I have to say,
caffeine pills. To be fair,
I think she's doing crack. What she's doing?
wait,
crack.
it's the meth. It's the meth that Galen and Lyra.
That's exactly. Thank you, Claudia sees my vision.
I'm just saying it's sci-fi. Who knows? Maybe they just have cocaine for work.
Maybe
Like,
she's taking antidepressants.
It's just Adderall. Cocaine for work. That's just Adderall.
Sorry, they're just fucking vitamins.
What? They're her multivitamin. They're her Vitron C.
She's popping a Vyvanse and going,
I'm
let's
just
go.
saying, recently I've thought about getting really into caffeine pills. So this is my sign. I'll be doing it.
This is something I have to say, and I'm so sorry because it's so dark. It's so dark. The woman playing teacher is giving the fucking performance of a lifetime. Like, she's slaying. I'm like, okay, you go, girl boss, you go. That being said, this episode, I made a terrible realization. She looks quite a lot like Con O'Neill from Our Flag Means Death.
Get out.
Stop. No. Oh my god.
Oh, this is not your white people facial blindness. I fear you are correct.
I
No,
know,
because Mel said it, and then she made a face immediately after, and I was like, my jaw hit the fucking ground.
Is she not a little Izzy Hands coded?
No.
Where is her boss that she's homoerotically attached to?
I mean,
Consider this my fucking resignation.
I was gonna say that she was actually having a little Thrawn moment. Not our kind of Thrawn.
Oh no. She was taking Beano?
Dedra has shit her pants at the ISB headquarters.
Nar.
No, I was gonna say she was having a bit of a Thrawn moment with her little assistant who looks like Tarkin Jr. He really does. Like, I don't know what his name is. He's just Tarkin Jr. to me. Because they were like, you know, doing late night research, going through shipping manifests, and I was like, oh, Eli Vanto, you would have loved this shit. And when she's like, if I was to do this, I would have done it randomly too, but sometimes random it's too random or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's a Thrawn moment right there. I was like, oh, I miss you, bitches.
I would just say about that, obviously I'm not rooting for her in any way, shape, or form, but I will say I really enjoy the scenes with her and of her like piecing shit together. Like, it's interesting to watch. I know that like one thing about this episode that has been talked about and that I was thinking about is like not a lot really happens. Like, it is a lot of just like characters talking, which like I don't love, but I liked a lot of the like the things that were said and like the things we learned about them individually. But like I enjoy her scenes. I'm like, you know, you're fucked up and evil, but boy, are you fun to watch. Like, she really does like take up the screen in a way with her performance, and I really enjoyed it.
She's doing what Syril thinks he's doing. Of like,
Absolutely.
she's like,
Syril Karn wakes up and she's like, good luck booking that stage you speak of. I already live here. Like, God, he's so flop.
Do we think that the job that Cyril's mom was trying to ask his uncle about involves the ISB, and that's how Syril and Dedra are gonna meet?
He's a Nepo baby?
wait, okay, imagine Uncle Hugo is fucking Deidre's boss. Are you kidding?
Harlow, get it right.
That would
Because it rhymes with Marlowe, like Marlowe Santega from the High Republic,
be,
who's queer.
I think that'd be really funny. I don't really know what this like job is. I would think it'd be really, I don't know. I
Janitor?
would laugh my ass off. That would be so, oh my God, can you imagine? Janitor Syril Karn. I'd cry. It'd be too good. I just know that, no, because I have
He
a
would be
problem. Because now I'm
the
I'm
Kylo
picturing
Ren-
Syril Karn in the tiniest office with no windows and a small flickering desk lamp as he cries into like a bowl of soup that he's heated up because he has no friends, no life, and a horrible job. Oh, it's too good.
No,
Oh, I feel so healed.
You know that the SNL undercover boss Kylo Ren thing? People have been comparing all of the Syril scenes with that. It'd be just like that when he just is a janitor. And what's his name in that?
He's a janitor who's also bad at his job.
Matt the radar technician. That's who he is. He's gonna be.
I feel like no, and the thing is too, I think Syril Karn would not only be a janitor, he'd be like a bad janitor. Like he would like forget to do things, do them poorly, and then when confronted by his boss, he'd start crying. Please,
And not
Syril Karn, if you could cry on camera, I need to see it so
and
bad.
not even in a fun way, like the janitor from Abbott Elementary. Like he's not like a fun bad janitor. He's just like bad.
Might I suggest that Syril Karn is actually a very good janitor, and so good he gets promoted to be on the Death Star in my essay.
I fear Syril Karn can't be on the Death Star, and I'm going to say something so problematic right now. He can't be on the Death Star because I fear Tarkin would see him and be like, he's not quite my type, but he'll do.
Yeah, I feel you're so correct. He'd be like, do you want to come sit in my carpeted hot tub?
Speaking of twinks getting obliterated, there was also Dedra's coworker, the shitty coworker, and then the one guy who's just like, can I be prefect? I know I won't get like an actual pay raise or like an actual job title, but can I be prefect, please? He's
leaning in Sheryl Sandberg era.
Yeah, I'm like, they are literally gentrifying. I love that for them. It is giving Crystal City. Let's go.
That's
he's like,
all
okay,
because
so
Syril Karn, and I hate
like,
that.
This neighborhood, it needs a new name. I want to call it like Ferrix. No, it needs to be like Fairma. You know what I mean? It needs like a new, fun, hip name.
Fairmont?
No.
Like the hotel?
It's funny that Noah brings that up because they were turning a hotel into their new base. So
Unrelated to any of that, Andor Syril Karn crying. I did really love the scene where Cassian was like, I'm getting paid. Like, that's why I'm here, but you all need to like, I don't know. I liked how he said it where he was like, of course I'm afraid, but there's a difference between like being afraid and like losing your nerve. And I was like, okay, honestly, yeah, he's slaying. He's saying things that need to be said. I really liked that scene. I was like, okay, I'm really here for this. One thing about Andor that I love that I feel like is some of the best of the shows we've gotten is the dialogue is all really good. And I have enjoyed like every second of these characters like talking and interacting with one another.
I feel like Cassian himself is also very much slaying. Like, I will say, it is a little bit Latinophobia for me to be like, oh, wow, we have all these other characters, and he's having to share, like, a quarter of the spotlight with all the rest of these, like, with Syril Karn eating his fucking Cocoa Puffs. Let me see Cassian. First of all, happy Latino Heritage Month to canonically autistic Cassian Andor, because he was having some moments. I was like, sir, I love you, king. I was like, but you have to share the screen with all these bitches when every time he's on screen, he is slaying, and we should be focusing on him more.
Something I will say, I do agree completely. I think that, like, that's a weird thing, is that it's like, the show isn't just about Cassian, but every time Diego Luna is on screen, like, he does steal the spotlight. Like, he has a very good way about, like, he has a very good chemistry with basically every other actor in this show. So it's like, you like to watch him do things. And I think that that's, like, something that's very hard to find in, like, a leading actor. And Diego is, like, really doing a spectacular job with it. To talk about someone else who's not Cassian, I do want to say that I think, like, the pacing of this show is also really good. So it's, like, I feel like even though the episode, like, there's a lot of stuff that's, like, happening, and there's a lot of stuff that's, like, not happening. Like, this episode, there weren't, like, a lot of, like, culminations. It was just a lot of setup, but it still felt entertaining, and I still felt like I was being taken through it. It wasn't like, oh my god, okay, we're just getting through the exposition. Like, it all was interesting. And one scene that I also think about is Luthen talking to Clea, his assistant, and being like, I want this to work really bad, and he's like scanning the transmissions. Like, I'm fascinated for what that bitch is doing. Like, I need to know more of, like, how Luthen plays into the plot of the rebellion at large and what's going on with this little squad, his little suicide squad.
I felt like that was his little moment of vulnerability, of, like, him really caring kind of moment.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just, oh, I'm nervous about the mission. Like, he definitely has a personal investment that's not just, like, I might die, but, like, that he really cares kind of deal.
The Amanda Waller-ification, first of all.
Shut the fuck up! I just put that in the chat.
Yes. Also,
and then
this is just like Peacemaker,
where she has a gay daughter.
So true.
So true. Yes.
So true.
The way I was literally typing that to put in the
It's
chat.
Cassian Vigilante, not clickbait.
Oh.
Who's Peacemaker?
That bitch from the bear. You know, Skeen.
Why did I almost say
Why did I
Skier?
just almost call him Skier? Skier is in Andor, guys. That's the big... People are like, there's no Easter eggs. I'm like, no, Skier was right there.
I would shit myself if Skier appeared on screen.
Skier shows up.
Yeah, because I'd be like, sir, I thought you died.
He shows up. He's like, whoa, I was just on this space station that was exploding. Now we're like, I'm here, guys. Don't worry. I'm here to help. Has anyone
Then
seen
they
my daughter?
kill him again because they're like a Jedi.
They're like, we're taking off your other arm, bitch.
This is just like in the bear. That was a joke. That was a joke.
Okay, well, that would have convinced me to watch it, but alas.
Please watch the bear. It's like not the only show. It's one of the first shows I've watched that like actively, it didn't give me a panic attack, but I was like, this is what it's like in my brain 24/7.
Also, am I not mistaken? Haven't you only seen the first like 2 or 3 episodes?
Yes, I have, because I had to stop watching because I was like, every episode feels like my brain is melting.
That's what watching BoJack Horseman was for me. I was like, oh, this is makes my depression worse. It's that's how my depression feels. Oh,
I'm
no.
thinking about starting my third rewatch of that show, so
Don't do it. Watch the bear instead.
Taking my antidepressant and then watching BoJack Horseman just to see who wins.
That's what Dedra is doing.
Dedra is a
That's what she's
Dedra-
doing, watching BoJack Horseman instead of doing her little...
Dedra is a BoJack Horseman stan, and she's like, he's just like me.
Oh,
BoJack Horseman Kenny Deirdre? Not
No.
clickbait.
No, she thinks she's like Princess Carolyn.
Perrin Mothma again, proving time and time again, we've only seen him twice, but proving time and time again that he's a bitch ass little man too, and Mon Mothma divorce era, come on.
Perrin Mothma is a stupid little manlet and I want him dead.
Okay, also, I know we were talking about Mon Mothma being very Princess Diana coded. Mon Mothma revenge dress.
Oh,
So true.
Let's research.
Is that not that cunty gold dress from the trailer?
Exactly.
That is exactly my thought.
Exactly. Also, she is now canonically a MILF. She has a daughter, and we've seen her.
Also, the fact that her daughter's name is like one letter off from Leia's name is so
Leda?
hateful.
I felt
Yeah.
my soul die
Also-
inside.
Also, what was up with her daughter's Lord of the Rings ass haircut? Girl, what are you doing?
Homegirl walked off of the House of the Dragon set, put on a little bit shirt or a jacket with a little bit more of an angular cut, and then was like, "Hey guys, it's me. What's up? I hate my mom."
I was gonna like bring up I think one of the besties, Ash, our bestie Ash, like had tweeted how what if she purposely named her daughter Leda like close to Leia because she saw the Organas and how happy they were, and she's like, what if I had a happy little family like that too, except it's not going that great for her. And I'm just like, Mon Mothma girly, please,
We gotta get you out of there.
we gotta get you out of there, queen.
Oh, Mon Mothma, I'm...
Okay,
I'm
wait. So, wait a minute. Hold on. With how old Leda is? Like, she was alive during, like, the prequels. Like,
She
had
could be the same age
She looks
as
like
Leia.
she could be
Like,
the same age as Leia and Luke.
she'd have to be older, because then Mon probably would have, unless she was not carrying the baby, she probably would have...
She could also be younger too.
Yeah, I know. I'm just... I'm sorry. I'm just now thinking about Leda in fucking Star Wars Rebels. Leda and Ahsoka.
Oh.
I know like some people were being like, Leda like siding with her dad, what a little cunt, and I'm just like, hey, they don't actually know what's going on with Mon Mothma, so like to Leda she's just like a kind of distant mother, but like Mon Mothma's doing all this shit, girly. If you knew the kind of stuff she was doing, maybe you wouldn't be that mean and be siding with your shit dad.
I will say, yeah, people should lay off of her. I'm like, she is also like a child. Don't be like that. But also, I think my favorite scenes this entire episode is when they're in their little Slaymobile going back to their house or whatever. And he's like, so when are you going to tell me about this new foundation? And she was like, well, I didn't think you'd be interested. It's for charity. It's like, okay,
was
get
like-
his ass. That was
I was
too
like,
good.
911, call the police. I've witnessed a murder.
No, because then he's like, can we go home faster? Like, oh, it's too good. Oh, it's so good.
He said, "Hi, can I get in the
No,
express lane?"
because she really is going to like purchase getaway car, generic, cheap Craigslist pay cash. Like she's going to Gone Girl him, and I am going to support her through the entire thing. I cannot wait to watch the scene where Mon Mothma dyes her hair in a gas station bathroom, talking about what being a cool girl is.
Wait, she Gone Girls, but it's not a gas station. It's Dexter Jettster's diner, and then she
Why? No, she's in the bathroom of Dexter Jettster's diner being like, cool girl. Men always use that, don't they? As their defining compliment.
My final thoughts are this. Even though like not much action wise happened, I did enjoy this episode a lot. The setup was really good. I'm really excited to see everything go to hell next episode, probably, with this mission. And by really excited, I mean I'm scared, but I'm like mentally preparing myself to say goodbye, besties. It was nice knowing you these last 2 episodes.
in the arms of the angel.
Yeah. Also still
In the
putting
in the arms of the Ashla.
No,
You're done.
No, you're done.
You're done.
Yeah. I'm really begging to see that pathetic little man start crying. Like it's there. Every time I think he's gonna cry, he's not gonna, he hasn't cried yet. I'm just like, come on, Star Wars, let me see this little man cry. Also Cassian, yeah. Diego Luna putting his whole Cassian-ocy out there when he be acting, and I appreciate him a lot.
I feel very similar to Jess insofar as like, I will say, I wish more had happened in this episode. I do feel like overall it was sort of a misuse of like 44 minutes of what I think could have been accomplished in a lot less time. But that's just me personally. I still really liked it, but like overall I sort of was like the episode finished and I was like, it's over. Like I was sort of like blindsided by that. And yeah, I guess my biggest thing going out of it is I really want to see Syril Karn get worse. I want to see things go wrong for him. And I want to see him get, I think, emotionally broken to the point where he can't get out of bed in the morning anymore. And please cry. Yeah.
I feel like he's at that point already.
No, he can get lower. I know it.
Yeah,
In my
because
heart
he's
of hearts,
getting out of
I know
bed.
it.
He's getting
Well,
to the
and
kitchen
here's my
table
thing.
to pour his sad little cocoa puffs.
You might wonder, why do I hate that gentleman so much? Because it's really fun to be a hater, and objectively hating on him is so much fun.
As Ollie once said, I'm a human second and a hater first.
So true.
Also, Cassian is a squishmallow girly. He has a bantha plushie. Syril has action figures. He's a G.I. Joe little boot-looking bitch. Clearly, those are action figures
Jesus Christ.
No,
those are action figures of stormtroopers, and I was like, yeah,
I was gonna say he was a Black Series girly, and we can't do that to our besties.
I think I agree. I really liked this episode. I kind of liked that it had a bit more of a like, it was a lot more like character driven, and it was a lot more like of the interaction plot building, which I really liked. Like, I really liked seeing Lieutenant Gorn, who we have not really talked about. I liked seeing him do his little shit. It was so slay. I was like, Callus wishes he was you. I thought that was really nice. The other thing I will say is, like, if Vel and Cinta get, like, more screen time together and, like, things are actually, like, confirmed a bit more, like, I feel like it was pretty, like, you could miss it, but I do feel like it was pretty explicit. Like, I can see how you would miss it. I don't think it's, like, you're not getting your brownie points yet, but, like, that's really big. Like, if we are really getting, like, actually, like, on-screen named queer people in Star Wars, like, I know, sorry to the Rise of Skywalker lesbians, I know you guys have names, but you were never, like, named or prominent characters. Like, that's really big, and I'm, like, really, I know it's crumbs, but I'm excited about it, and I would love for that to be the case. Exactly. I'm licking the plate.
Also, I can't wait for next episode when Cinta and Val explode the Hoover Dam. You may say, why did I say that?
They're Percy Jackson era, one might say.
Okay. I wasn't
with the
saying...
blue food as well, it was very Percy Jackson coded this whole episode.
I was thinking more in line with, I saw the base on Aldani and I was like, that looks like the Hoover Dam. And I think it'd be funny if they blew it up. Do you guys remember a couple weeks ago when someone was like, oh my god, the Hoover Dam a bomb got exploded near the Hoover Dam, but it was just like a power box exploded or something. Anyways,
yeah, it was wild. Everyone was like, oh my god, Percy Jackson, that you?
Oh, I was more like, wouldn't it be fucked up if the Hoover Dam exploded? Anyways, I really liked this episode. I thought it was fun. Very exciting. And once again, I'm so happy that we are getting to take time. I like that not a whole lot is happening. Because I feel like I'm getting time to know people and things about the world around us.
I think there were some really Yas and Slay, like, specific lines. Like, there were some things about oppression. There was one whole thing about how, like, it's easier to hide behind, like, 40 atrocities at once that, like, people don't know what to do with. And I saw people talking about, like, wow, that really is what it feels like living through right now. Like, oh, wow, that should hit really fucking for real. And I was like, Tony Gilroy, I fear you may have popped off a little bit. I don't know how you got this one past the mouse. With a couple of these lines here, but go off. I mean, and with the pacing as well, I like that it was a whole episode where I didn't feel like, oh, this is set up. I felt like this is character building instead of plot building. And I was like, I'm learning about these people. I'm having a lot of fun chilling with them. And then I get to the end of the episode and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to get to see what happens. Oh, the whole heist is until the next one. I was like, I have to wait a week. And I was like, oh, this was really well paced. Like, I didn't feel like I needed more. And I said this on Chaco's podcast, but I was like, it feels very Star Wars, and it does feel a lot like, especially with your blue milk and everything, feels very much like A New Hope, where things are just so fucking slow in that movie for the first, like, half. They take, like, 10 minutes to walk through the desert. They're just sitting and talking, drinking milk sometimes. Like, Star Wars can be very slow and still be Star Wars, and also it's not slow. There's reasons, it's character building, whatever, and it works, and it's fine. So not only was it, like, good writing, I was like, I think it's also very Star Wars. And it wasn't just very Star Wars, like, there was also very Star Wars, like, feeling to it. It felt very real. I was like, oh, maybe it's because I just went to Galaxy's Edge, and I was like, oh, I'm living in the Star Wars. But as I was watching this, I was like, oh, this is exactly what it felt like to, like, be in the Star Wars, this show. Oh, this is so cool. It's like that meme on TikTok that's like the insert worst possible thing here, but it's like, I want to go to there. That was me. That's me watching Andor. It's like, wow, it's space fascism. I live in regular fascism. I want to go to there. And you're like, why? It's very, I don't know. It feels very realistic. Not to say that other shows don't. It almost feels like, and maybe this is a production design thing, kind of more like the animated shows in some way, where those feel more, not lived in, but I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I think the episodic nature and, like, the way that this is written, it's written like a TV show, which I think a lot of the other streaming shows have not been. They've been written like you know, like we've talked about, like little movies, whereas this is written like to be episodic, but also in a like it gives you a bit more time to live with the characters, which is something that I think we get in some of the animated shows. Welcome to everyone's favorite segment, Name That Ship. Name That Ship is where one of our hosts will find a fan fiction that is just strange and off-putting, just a little crazy, very rare, heartfelt, any mix of those. We will read the tags, read some of the other characters, read the summary, and our esteemed host will try to guess who the main ship is. Are we ready to get into it?
Yes.
I have brought one today. Warning, it's explicit. So if you're a child, close your ears for this part. If you're a child, shout out to you listening to this podcast. Your brain fascinates me.
Yeah.
Okay, we know you listen to the McElroys.
So I have a fan fiction for you all today. I'm going to go straight into it. Like I said, it's rated E for explicit.
E for everyone.
Not in this case.
I know. Every time I think that, though.
E. Okay. So, this is... I also want to say, this was submitted by F Fauna. It's 2 F's and 2 A's. So, Fauna with 2 F's and 2 A's at the end. Thank you so much for submitting this. It made me gasp. It's not the strangest pairing, but it took me off guard. Character A/character B. Character A. Character B. There's a couple other characters that are mentioned, and I'm not going to say because it's immediately going to give it away. POV, Character A. Post Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Alternate universe, everybody lives, nobody dies. Character A isn't good at social niceties, which works for character B. Discussions of past relationships. Surprising overlap of life experience. Casual sex. I'm gonna skip that tag. Sexy manhandling. Wire play. Finger sucking. And there's a couple more, but they're just a little too much for me to read here. Do you want to read the summary?
I would love to.
How does sex work for you anyway? Character B asked. A moment later, he turned bright red. I'm sorry, that was an awful question. I was definitely raised better than to ask something so intrusive. We were talking about sex. It's a logical request for additional information. I'd rank it a 6 out of 10 on the impertinent question scale. I shudder to think what your 10 would be, Character B said, giving Character A an easy smile.
Okay.
Is
one of the characters C-3PO?
No.
Okay. But one of these characters is non-human, right?
Correct.
And one is human.
Yes.
And are they both men?
Yes, in a way.
Okay. In a way.
K2SO.
K2SO is character A.
Andor.
No.
Luke
Is it another
Skywalker.
droid?
It is K2SO and Luke Skywalker.
What the fuck?
The tags I did not read were robot/human relationships, wire play, robot sex.
I see this as an absolute win. I honestly have to believe that this is the pinnacle of human society. Plato should delete the Republic. Flop.
I just like Luke Skywalker being like, they're just sitting there, like Luke's eating dinner. K2SO's just sitting there, and then Luke's like, "So how do you fuck?" Sorry, that was inappropriate. But like how? I'm just curious. Anyway,
Good for him.
I'll suck your fingers.
Do you think that K2SO is into sucking toes? Let's talk about
No,
it.
I think that he likes other people sucking his toes, though. How would he
I
suck?
hate to hear
He
that.
does not have a mouth.
No, I'm saying that if you're committed enough to putting toes in your mouth and you don't have a mouth, you can find a way to make that work.
Life
I don't know what
finds
that
a
way.
way.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I'm just saying, if you as a human being are like, well, or a robot, you're like, the only way that I can do this is by sucking toes. I believe through God all things are possible. So if that's what you want to pursue, I think you should.
One could say it's like
Why
a
have
gift,
you made me
a
go
gift
on
really
like
given.
an evangelical rant about sucking feet?
Okay, are you guys ready for my fanfic? It's gonna be very short and sweet. The title of this fanfiction is not in English. It is Hombres como las estrellas.
Oh.
The tags are alternate universe, Cuban Revolution, blowjobs.
Let's do this after the Polish Reformation.
Oh yes, we can. Oh yes, we can. I heard Cuban Revolution. I heard blowjobs. Let's get into it.
Second tag is blowjobs, guilt-ridden vanguardists and the defectors they love, and the final tag is communism.
Oh my god.
Comrade Nemec, your influence.
Well, to be fair, this was written in 2016, so I don't know if
So are these Rogue One characters?
No, they are
Preemptive
not.
strike. Is this character from the movies?
yes.
Okay.
Wait, so it's one ship,
Yes.
right? Just one ship, one character's from the movies.
Yes.
Yes. Are they two men?
Yes.
Wait, are they both from the movies or just
Yes,
one?
they are both from the movies.
Okay.
Is this Han and Lando or?
No, they are not participating in the Cuban
God,
Revolution.
the idea of Han Solo in the Cuban Revolution. Somebody stop me. This is too good.
Are they human?
You're muted.
No.
Ninub in the Cuban Revolution?
What? No, Claudia
Wait.
asked, "Are they human?"
I said, are they human? Not are they
okay.
nine up?
No,
okay.
okay. I said
Nine
sorry.
Nine
I'm
could
sorry.
be in the Cuban Revolution.
So
He's
true.
a
He's
comrade.
Anyways, well, I was muted. I said no. That's like I said no, and then I was like, well, Ninub could be in the Cuban Revolution.
Wait, did you spoil it? Is one of them nine up?
no.
Oh.
Wait, so they're not human.
POV.
Okay.
No, they are
POV
human.
are sucking off
Oh, okay.
Nine Nub in the Cuban Revolution.
Are either of these characters force sensitive?
Yes.
Luke
Is one
Skywalker.
yeah.
No.
Is one Anakin Skywalker?
No.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Are they from the
No.
original trilogy?
No.
Are they from the
Prequels?
prequels?
No.
Sequels.
Is it Kylo Ren and Hux.
No, it is not.
Is this a Finpo fic?
Yes, it is.
Oh
see,
my god.
One-shotted. Let's go.
Because I thought it was that, but I was like, that's not funny. That's just
It's not.
Slay.
It's not funny. It's just, it was like, I was like,
No, the
Oh.
Cuban Revolution and communism, that's kind of, that's off the shits.
The era of 2016 fics involving Poe Dameron with titles that are in Spanish is such a snapshot of 2015
Yeah.
to 2016.
I am sorry. I am so excited by this concept. No, because I really do want to hear Finn reading Marx's collected work. Let's hear Finn talk about Marx's response to the Jewish question. I want to know what he thinks about it.
Oh my god.
okay, but for the summary, it's just Havana, 1957. A low-level security forces employee helps a moody communist escape.
A
Oh,
moody
it's too
communist?
good. Oh, it's too good. This is art. This
I
is
was
like
slay.
this is a film. I would watch this. I'd make this my personality.
How I found this fanfiction, because I was like, okay, gals. First of all, this evening's activities for me. Looking up Phantom of the Opera AUs. Finding that not really anything I could or want to bring to the podcast is there. Then I was like, okay, I want to see if there's some representation for my homegirl Nemec. No, there's not. So I was like, okay, well, what about just the concept of communism? Nothing came up.
Nothing?
And then I realized I was looking up tags on AO3 wrong because I'm a professional.
Thank you so much for joining us this week for RuPaul's Pod Race. For updates, Star Wars news, our reaction to the High Republic Phase 2, and more curse shit, follow us on social media at RuPaul's Pod Race on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Do you want to ask us a question? Send it to us on our TikTok Q&A or email us at RuPaul'sPodRace@gmail.com. And if you really love our show, please rate and review it on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Spotify, Overcast, wherever you get your podcast. It really helps us and it helps people find our show. May the Force be with you, and don't kriff it up.
Waka waka.
Waka waka.
Waka waka, comrades.